Hi everyone. Today I am really happy that we are having a guest for a dialogue, and the topic of the dialogue is a survivor, coping, triumph, and resilience and hope. And today we are having our own Shashibala Bhosle. Basically, her name is Pam Sao also. She is a friend of mine for more than 50 years, you can say. She has done a master's from OBGYN department of Raja Medical College with me, and she is working as a consultant gynae in a public health department and a specialist also in a department serving health department for last 35 years. She is now at present President OBGYN Gwalior Society, West Zone Coordinator Breast Committee, member of International Exchange Committee FOXY, and working as a coordinator for IAEC in a Rajyo. She is doing many things in it. She has worked in charge of the Mercy Home under Gwalior, the Mansik Arogya Sanstha, for 8 years for the mentally challenged children, and for that she has been awarded, and she has been as a known for this. And she is a director at the Fight Back Warriors, dedicated to women empowerment through women's self-defense, and the co-founder of in-house medical advisor for maternity wellness and the Disconceived, founded in 2019. And member of Society of Empowerment NGO Patna, and member of IMA, IFS, many more things. But other than these points, I will love to tell everyone that today we are not talking with a person who is a simple person. She is a survivor, breast cancer survivor, which I don't like to tell, and powerful stories to share with all of us. And we'll have a good experience when we talk about the valuable take-home messages from us. But other than this point, which I love to talk about, Shashibala Sao, she is not only my batchmate. Her father was also a batchmate of my father, and her grandmother was also a batchmate of my grandmother. So we have a relationship of last 3 generations. We belong to same place, same clan. And the important thing, in a Hindi word, we can say we are Chaddi Baddi Yaar for last 50 years. So I love to invite you today, Pam. I'm calling her Pam because her nickname is Pam, though she's a Shashibala Sao. So welcome you for the dialogue. And the dialogue's topic, as I have already said, the topic is coping, triumph, resilience, and hope. So welcome you. And just for the opening remarks, you can speak, and then we'll have a simple question-answer session, which will be important for others to take work messages. So welcome, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Kawita. And you have given such an elaborate introduction of me, but I'm as simple as you, just Pam for everyone. And never before I have been interviewed like this, and it's great pleasure today to be interviewed by you have reached such places in your academic career. You are such a person, you are adorable to me, iconic to many. And I must say, I'm happy to be here. Shoot, now you can shoot your questions.
Thank you so much for being with me. Just to introduce everyone, it's a dreadful disease and you're been, but just a first question which came into my mind, that how did you initially reacted to your diagnosis, and what was your first emotions and thoughts?
As soon as I came to know, I was just 44. And at 44, you don't think of anything but your career, your life, your family, and you're in that balancing act. And that time when I came to know, the first thing I realized was, if I go into depression or cry, the whole family cries. I was not worried about my profession or anything. I knew I would bounce back. But how to tackle my parents were there, my children were young, and my husband, rock of Gibraltar for me, but he's very, very soft at heart. So that news, initially when they all heard, they were crying. But I said, see, I'm going on, at that time Kargil war was etched in my mind. So I said, I'm going on a war. I'll come back. When youngsters can go to the war, I'm at least lived 44 years, more than enough for me. Such a nice life. I have nothing to lose. So I'll fight. So I took up cudgels, and I first got a new wardrobe for me. So you have to look good, you feel good, and then you fight.
Amazing. So that's how. So it means you had a coping strategies in your mind when you find during the treatment. So what were the coping strategies? I'm so happy that you, instead of getting depressed or anything, you made it a point how to make others happy and to tell them that how you are going to go into the front. So same, the another any coping strategies you find out about the treatment of the journey, because these are very important point. The number one which you already said, that you change the wardrobe. Any other coping strategies which you did with
Yes.
it?
Yes, I was lucky. My brother-in-law was knowing Dr. Badwe, so I thought I would take the advice of the best.
Yeah.
So when I met him, all my fears vanished. He said breast cancer is best cancer.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about it. So many strides have been done, and you'll be fit and fine, he said. I told him, take out my breast, take out my uterus, take out my ovaries. He said, no, 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 there is nothing like that. It is just a simple procedure and it will be done. So that was my coping mechanism, that I met the right person and
Number
I
one.
shifted baggage, everything to Mumbai for 9 months. That's how.
So this was the first coping strategy. Changing of the wardrobe was the another. Any particular system, support system, or you can say the resources that played a significant role into coping? Like you said already, that coping, the best of the doctors you have done. So anything specific which you particular support system you had, not from the family only, but the resources which plays a important role in helping you to cope?
See, right from beginning, as you know, we have been doctors. So doctors get a very preferential treatment everywhere. So in PMH also, I was given a very, very nice treatment. And that was the first time. And then secondly, my brother and sister-in-law, they were very helpful. And they made sure that my hemoglobin level should not go below 12.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot. So I never had any qualms about losing my hair. The usual ones the patients have about chemo. So I was not having any false notions or anything. I kept a clear-headed mind. I went to Siddhi Vinayak, started with that, and I'd left everything in Bappa's hands. Sai Baba was there. He used to go with me to every radiation and every chemo sittings. And it is only for 7 sittings I had. And operation was, and I was lucky. It was in the initial third
Best
stage
of the
only.
hands.
But yes.
Well, in the best of
And
them.
and one more thing, Kavita. When we were in final year, my surgery, this subject was in the exams was breast cancer only. So Dr. B.R. Srivastava, I never forget, he told me that ill-looking, small nipple, wherever you see that puckered skin, catch it. So that's how I diagnosed it myself, and I got it, and I got moving. I did not halt for 24 hours also. So that's how. And then after every chemo, we used to go from Agra, this Pune Bombay highway for a ride. My brother used to take me in his car. I love cars, he knew. And so we used to go on drives.
I'm just putting up another way the family is going to come and I'm going to ask about it. But before that, any specific challenges or difficulties you have gone through during treatment, and how did you overcome them? For them, it's not fun, no? Getting treatments. So, what specific challenges? If you have felt that challenges, a person like you, I don't think you will take over the challenges simply. But there are specific challenges.
Yes. The worst part was that lymphatic drainage, which was done, and then you get a swelling in your hand. That is a very common thing. So that was really, really troublesome for me. And so, but that also Dr. Badwe told me how to go about it. So at every step, I was having support from Dr. Badwe. And see, and other challenge, this operation was very smooth. It was done by him. And secondly, chemo was also very smooth. Radiation, I was little worried because I saw so many people having radiation ulcers and their back and the skin getting. But luckily for me, I was only 44. I saw at the age of 80 people were taking radiation. I saw youngsters taking radiation. I was the only one. I thought I'm the best part. Lucky at lucky age I got it. Yes, and yes,
that's very
so
important.
radiation
So radiation difficulties also, the chemotherapy, the falling of the hair was there. Also many things are there, but you are the person who is not ready to remember also those challenges you face, and you want to forget about it. But the very important point is, which I feel about, the role of family, the friends, and how they supported you in your journey. Because everybody wants to know about them. They also suffer equally, because I have read somewhere that the cancer is not to the body of the person, but it's into the eyes of the
Yes.
spectators. They see you in a different manner. So what your family, friends, how the crucial role they supported you, and how was the in that journey of your you they did it?
Yes. The pity was never with the family. Pity I saw in my friends, in my colleagues'
I
eyes.
know, I know.
अरे बेचारी, अरे अब क्या हो गया, how will she cope?
Yeah,
भोसले मैडम,
yeah.
अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता मैडम का. And तो इवन पेशेंट्स को तो खैर हवा ही नहीं लगी, because I was out. They
You
thought
are
मैडम
not supposed to.
फौरन चली गई.
Yeah, yeah.
लेकिन the I was very hurt by the behavior of my colleagues, especially doctors,
Yeah.
because they found an opportunity that one less and they can have their fun. So this was very hurting, but I said mask utar gaya logo ka yaar. I came to know what humans are and what kind of people are there in the society. They
Absolutely.
rejoice in your pain. They rejoice in your pain. They have dual personality. So I came to know more about people's nature. So that made me wiser.
Yeah.
And I could learn from my family that how much strength I have. So
Yeah.
how my children grew up in a day. They
Yeah.
matured so well. They were just teenagers. My daughter was very young, but she matured. So they knew. And mama sab kar leti hai. Mama to aa
I know.
jayegi. Mama
I know.
So that kept me going. So that
Right.
kept me going.
So that another very important point, and then until and unless you don't have a family support, you cannot do many more things in your life. They are the backbone for everything. So, Pam, can you just narrate any complementary therapies? Because see, once this type of diseases are there, people talk about the complementary therapies. People talk about the alternative treatments. Have you found anything like that? You did it with the routine therapies? Pam?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know
You.
what?
Yeah. So.
I tell you, yeah, shall I
Yeah,
give
yeah,
you?
yeah, asking,
Like,
yeah,
see,
yeah,
diet, diet matters a lot.
yeah.
Uh, again, Dr. Badvis said, you get rid of, I was fond of red meat. Red meat you should not have. So I cut down on my,
Oh my God.
I became a vegan for that matter. In that phase, now again I'm not. So that phase I was a vegan.
Correct.
And then he said you have to cut down on late nights. Rest, sleep is very important. Hydration is very important. And most important, I was stiff. I could not move. I had to take the help of my daughter to make me twist
Mhm.
and turn in the bed. So then one of my friends, she was a very good friend, she said, you join yoga. Then Akhil
Ah,
Bharati Yoga Sansthan, I joined.
yeah.
And I tell you, all my muscles and all, everything was so smooth. I really enjoyed doing that Om, deep breathing. It matters.
It
It is
makes
not
change.
only theoretical, it makes, I can vouch for it. It makes a
Correct.
difference. And your positive thinking, that you
Yeah,
plan for the thing. I did not keep quiet. I was all the time doing something or the other.
correct.
I read all books. I read everything about breast cancer. You can ask me. I can tell you an encyclopedia of that.
It's
So I read
amazing.
books, and not only about the cancer, but I read so many books which I had thought I was not getting time. Daphne Maurier, Rebecca, my cousin Rachel, such classics we have, and we have not gone through that. And
Yeah,
so even Marathi books.
yeah.
So I must say
Read lot.
Shivaji Maharaj, everything I read. So now you can ask me anything about books or anything. So
Amazing.
that was a
Amazing.
time. That time was given to me, special time. Now you don't get time. That special time I utilized.
Amazing. So you maintained all the positive mindset and found the hope during the treatment and the recovery process by doing your own things which you are not able to do as a busy professional. But do you like to tell me any support group? Because in a country like USA, or we talk about, they have a support group, they have the connect people with each other. Have you participated in such any support group or anything other than family? Family was a great support, because in our country, family support group, we don't include it. But as an official support group, have you any joined or anything like that? Because
See, we
interaction
are
is
lucky.
very important.
Yes, in Gwalior we have that cancer hospital.
Correct.
So, so many patients were there. So I used to, whenever Dr. B.R. Srivastava used to call me
Correct.
to just be like they should look up to me. And
Correct.
our classmate, if you remember, Sanjay Saxena was there. He was
Yeah. Yeah.
throughout. So Sanjay
Our
Saxena
old friends also have
our
been.
old friends from the class, our classmates, they are always there for us. They
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
compete with us.
Man.
So they were there. So they, whenever they asked me, and then we have this colonies here where I
Yeah.
used to go and tell them, and that support system really worked. And so many, and my husband is a banker, no, so he used to get those patients, and they used to come about some account or my कुछ पैसा चाहिए था, some breast cancer is मेरी wife को हुआ है. So
Correct.
then my husband used to tell them, "Are you talk to my wife? She
I
will tell you."
know. So instead
Nothing to.
of joining support group, you have become one of the
Yeah, our
person
support
that
system.
supports the system. Okay,
I
amazing,
became.
amazing. So all the self-care practices which you have prioritized for the treatment, as well as you contributed so many things for your overall well-being. But one thing which I like to answer, looking back on the journey of the breast cancer journey, what advice would you like to give to someone, number one, who is recently diagnosed or who is currently undergoing the treatment, or a general unique thing which came to your mind to tell about? This is the my, I think, the last question, and you just concluded in your points that how would you look back your journey, and how you, what you want to tell as a, what is your unique experience and everything. Just a concluding one. Yeah.
From my disease, I
Okay.
have come to know that life is now.
Yeah.
Life is very, very precious. Any
Correct.
day, any bolt from the blue can hit you. You are planning so many things. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll go out. Nothing matters. This moment matters. So live your life, and God has been very kind to us. He has given us one brain and a heart. So that brain and heart have to work in unison.
Correct.
So don't just fantasize and dreams. Use your brains. This
Correct.
body is perishable. So
Correct.
anything can happen anytime. So those who are just running around after something, they must pause, tarry, as Shakespeare says, tarry and look. See, 24 hours you check, you get in your life, 1 hour you keep for yourself. That 1 hour you look within. See, is if what I am pursuing is all right, whether my body, the see, we are wearing designer clothes, but
Yeah.
what about the interior of the design is getting bad? So every year I tell my patients, you get one ultrasound, one mammo. So why not? So investigating tools are so simple, but we don't have time. So
Correct.
make time for yourself, and once a year you can go for your regular checkup. So that way you can avoid, because breast cancer is here to stay. Our lifestyle is like that. You have to anticipate that devil. Okay. Secondly, once you have got it, then also nothing to worry. I got my hair back. In fact, Kavita, I
That's
think
it.
people take that oxygen therapy and
Therapy.
all. It was like chemotherapy was like that to me. I had beautiful hair, but
And
now
now,
again I have good hair,
good.
I got good
Yeah.
skin, and
Yeah.
I could realize the value of my family and the value of life. So
Correct.
I started, my vision changed, everything changed, and my faith in God increased.
Correct.
Because if you have positive thinking, you will really come out of any storm, any situation. Not cancer is not a big thing now. There are so many things. What if I had gone undergone an accident, in a car accident?
Correct.
I would have been lame. See,
Yeah.
I cried because I had no shoes. Then I saw a man who had no feet. So
Correct.
I think there is nothing to crib. It's a crime to crib.
Yeah.
Just live, and live for others also. That is very,
Correct.
very important. So
Correct.
that is why I
So
took 8 years in Mercy Home, Kavita.
I
I
know.
just,
I have
I
visited you.
forgot I was a doctor.
I have
And I
visited
was,
you there, and I have seen the way you worked over there. Amazing. How to use your talent using the mentally challenged. So as a concluding thing, as being you're a survivor, being a powerful stories to share, number one point is, and you're actually what I say, your experience is valuable for the take home message. And from your stories, we can emerge these few points, which I feel that everyone should take it, that early detection save lives, number one. Number two is very important from your story, that support is essential, right? From anything, your family, friends, especially the husbands, kids, everything. Number third, which the taking break work message, which I take from you, is that self-care matters. Really, you what you said, not only the prioritizing our physical health, but the mental health also. Then the fourth thing, which you are starting and doing very properly, that's advocacy and education. You are doing it such a nice manner, that because you have become personal advocate to tell people that what is the risk factors, what are the available resources, what is the knowledge, where to seek the second opinion, what to do the active things in healthcare. And the things, I think a person like you, I have seen you for last 50 years together we are. It's not a day's thing which we are together. So I have seen definitely the definite resilience and a positivity which you are learning. And the last and most important thing which you said, and that is a really a great important for everyone, there is a life beyond cancer is very, very important. You are a person who is an inspiring one, your stories are inspiring one, and you have highlighted the possibility of the post life and everything. Love you, Palm, for being with me. And I think our this conversation will somewhere sometimes helpful for someone to how to cope up with many more things. And the title which we are going to give about our conversation is Resilience and Hope and cope and triumph. So thank you so much for being